We're joined by Steve Hamer, Rovers chairman, this morning. Just really, Steve, to talk about the transfer of Billy Bodin. Very early in January, very early into the transfer window. Should we be surprised that he's gone?
Well, I think not really surprised. We've attempted to renew and extend Billy's contract over the last 7 months. We've had 4 attempts. We were notified a couple of months ago that his representatives, who were the PFA, informed us that they'd been stood down, but that still allowed Billy to self-represent himself, which he obviously has done. But if you don't have a platform to build on your negotiations other than with the player, it's difficult, and he doesn't, or his mind's made up not to come and speak with you, then it's difficult to even proceed with that. So I think his mindset was such that he wanted to move away and improve his lot and chance his arm with a higher level of football, and that's what he's done. He's entitled to do so.
Difficult situation, and I mean, obviously he's served Rovers very well, and we would have liked him to stay to build a team with him in it. But at the same time, I guess you wish him well to be playing at a higher level.
He's an absolutely charming young man and a very talented footballer, and I think in moving, he's 25 years of age. I think in moving now, he's got a good chance of going a long way in the game, and I think he could even win a Welsh Cup one day. So we wish him very well indeed. I mean, Billy's record is interesting. He's released as a young player by Swindon Town. He found himself down at Torquay United. Things didn't quite work out for Billy at Torquay United. Then he moved to Northampton Town, I think, under Chris Wilder, who had a look at him pre-season, and it didn't work out for him there. He was released from Northampton Town. And I think somebody told me it was Ellis Harrison who kind of knew Billy from Welsh underage group squads and recommended him to the manager, our manager, Darryl. And I think Billy came for 1 week's trial sometime in 2015 and did enough to impress. And really, from there, it's a boy's own story, isn't it? He's gone on, and people forget in the start of 2016, he didn't actually make it. He wasn't a regular in the side. He came on, and it was only when we lost Matty Taylor that Billy had a chance, and he took it. Scored 10, 12 goals last season, and he came this season, and he's a young man that doesn't enjoy the best of luck with injuries. We lost him for 8 weeks this season, and I hope that as he gets a bit older and matures, his body can last a bit longer during the season, and he gets more game time, because injuries can be very damaging to your career. So I wish him well, and we'll be looking out for him, and we just have to make sure now we progress ourselves.
Disappointing as well, given that a few days ago the manager said that he hoped he wouldn't lose some of his best players.
Yes, but I think you've got to be realistic. I think, honestly, the days of the Jeff Bradfords of the world, who would come here and play for the club for 15 years and be one club man, are long gone. Joshua Watling, Georgie Petherbridge, those days have gone. I think it's like young people in life as well. Years ago you joined a company, you remained with it for 30, 40 years. Now, if you haven't moved to a new opportunity, within 4 or 5 years, your CV stalls, your career stalls. And I think players now look at 2 or 3 years being a long term at a club, and they look to go elsewhere and improve their lot. So I think all of us who love the game and watch the game have to get used to that you are going to lose players. The freedom of contract allows that to happen. You've just got to try and mix and match as best you can.
Inevitably, people will be asking questions about reinvestment in the squad. It's an undisclosed fee, but will Darryl receive all or only part of that money?
Well, it's an undisclosed fee because that was inserted in the transfer document by Preston North End, and I'm going to see Darryl in an hour's time, and we're going to be hopeful that he's got 3 or 4 weeks to find somebody that he feels. And what we're going to try and do is identify the areas within the team that Darryl feels that we need to freshen up and strengthen, and we will do our utmost to find those players and bring them in.
That's been an ongoing process, though, surely, hasn't it?
Yes, I think you've always got to look. I think you've always got to look to improve your playing side, maybe your style. You've just got to keep tweaking and reshaping your side, and it's now part of the fabric of the game. And we're on a bit of a run at the moment, and I think if we can continue that, we could probably. And Darrell historically always has good second halves of the season.
Bit of a good news, bad news day yesterday, wasn't it, with the training ground announcement coming early?
Yeah, I think every day's in football can be a mixed bag of if you like, opportunities and disappointments. So I think you just got to expect it. It's just how the game's made up these days.
People talk about the January transfer window being a very difficult one to do business in. Would you agree with that?
I think it is. I think people say, there's another excuse, but it is a difficult window because invariably clubs, especially the higher up you go in the Premier League, for instance, it's become a bit of a desperation window. I think what you need to do is to really, if you're going to recruit, bring players in that you recognise they're going to be with you or help you next season and maybe in the league above where we are at the moment. So you've got to, you've got to bring somebody in that you feel is going to give you value and not just really cruise with you until the end of the season because it's convenient. So and managers are aware of that because if you're leaving somebody to join somebody else, there may be a reason behind it. So managers are very cautious about making sure that the person that comes in a January window is going to benefit everybody concerned.
So is it possible that there might be loans as opposed to permanent transfers to...
Manager's decision, really. Thank God I'm not the manager. But we'll back him 100%. I mean, it's what he wants. He knows he's his own man. He knows what he wants. I'm sure he's got ideas, and we'll find out over the next day or so what he really wants, and we'll try and target those players for him and bring them in and hope it improves everybody.